right now is just living life. I am just here to live life. I was just there living life. You can't say we didn't live life. We are definitely living life. Just like live life and have fun. Live that life, girl. Live that life.
Hi, welcome to Katie Can't Read. I'm Katie, I can read, and today I did winged eyeliner for some reason. Anyway, today what we're actually doing is we're doing the 20 questions book tag, which Noelle from Noelle Attempts to Read so kindly tagged me in, and I said I'm doing this immediately. So here we are doing it. And since I don't really want to do a tag where I just sit and talk, I will also be doodling and moving things around because I got some new pieces from my wall from Shy at the Lo-Fi Book Cafe. Like this beautiful pin banner of my Loveless girls. Guys, I love this. So anyway, I am going to, I want to also like at some point doodle around all of these, but I'm fear. So we're gonna start with maybe just like highlighting frames around them to make them stand out. I don't know. So I'm gonna move y'all and we're gonna make it work. Ready? Let's get started, okay? Okay, so the first prompt is, how many books is too many books in a series? And I'm gonna be honest with you, there is no limit. If I like the world and the characters and enough, I will read a bazillion books in a series. That's why I have read all of the Rick Riordan Greek mythology books. There's 15 of those. But like for one specific adventure or plot or whatever, like more than about 5 is a lot. I start to be like, all right, we're just going. But it depends, you know? Like, it so depends. Because, like, there are some, like, longer series that I feel like it takes all that time to get there. But then I'm also, like, there's a duology where I'm like, hey, like, 6 of Crows, they didn't need more time to complete that. It would have felt excessive at that point. So, yeah, I don't have a good answer for that. I just think that, you know, as long as the author is good, then I'm fine. I do think that the perfect series length is a trilogy. I honestly think that there has been a lot of pacing issues in trilogies, but 99% of the time, I'm satisfied with a trilogy. 99% of the time. Okay, the second prompt is how do I feel about cliffhangers? Love them. I love a cliffhanger. I love them. Emotionally, I hate them. Look at this. Hi, welcome back to Katie Can't Read. I'm Katie, I can read. Emotionally, cliffhangers are awful. And I think that the cliffhanger at the end of Mark of Athena is the source of all of the anxiety I actually have in my life. Like, I'm pretty sure if I could track my anxiety issues back to one specific moment, it was the year that I had to wait between reading Mark of Athena and House of Hades. But I love them. Like, it keeps me interested. It keeps me excited. It makes me very happy to, like, you know, I don't know. It's very exciting when a book ends on a cliffhanger and it makes me feel something. And I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, how are they going to get out of that? How are they going to fix this? All good series have a cliffhanger of some kind at the end of the book. You know? And still the best cliffhangers of all time are Mark of Athena, Catching Fire, and I don't know the other one. I don't know if there's any other ones that I'm like obsessed with. Oh, King of Scars. King of Scars has a killer cliffhanger. Whoo! And then there was Rule of Wolves. Question 3 is hardback or paperback, and 100% paperback. 100% paperback. I hate the fact that I actually have to buy new releases in hardback. Like, that frustrates me so much because I low-key hate hardbacks. And I know everyone's like, but they're so pretty. I don't care about the aesthetic of it. If I find it physically hard to read a book because it's a hardcover, I don't like it. Like, there's so many hardcovers that are too heavy for me to read in bed, or like they're not the same size, or like, they're ugly under the dust jacket. Like, guys, it is literally, hardcovers have so many issues, and we need to talk about it. If you're a paperback teen like me, I love you. More paperbacks, please. More paperbacks, please. I'm scared. I'm so scared. Question number 4 is, what's my favorite book? Horton Hears a Who. Also, like, The Outsiders, Loveless, Red, White, and Royal Blue, etc., etc. You're fine. Catching Fire, whatever. Number 5 is my least favorite book. Do I have a least favorite book? Well, I really hate Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. I really hate Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. I think it is one of the worst books ever written, and when I read it in high school, I had never felt more bored and annoyed in my entire life. I have never... Can you even see that? I've never, like, hated reading so much as when I was reading Of Mice and Men in my freshman English class. And everyone's like, oh my god, like at my school days, everyone's like, oh my god, Of Mice and Men is like the best book you read here. And I'm like, no, it's the worst. It's so pointless. Number 6, love triangles. Love them or hate them. I have a mixed opinion on love triangles. Here is why. I don't like the love triangles we've been getting my entire life. Like, I just think that they're not a love triangle. A girl being cornered by 2 men is not a triangle. Triangles have 3 sides, okay? You gotta close it out. You gotta round it out. Katniss being cornered by Peeta and Gale, well, that's a bad love triangle, because to me, that's not even like a real love triangle. That's just a love triangle that was like forced on us by the media that was trying to give these books more reason to be good. So let's say, okay, I got it, because I'm here to push my agenda forward. Let's take Alina Starkov, for example. I am going to take Mal out of this love triangle because, well, this is a love rhombus. I can't do my equation like that. Fine, we're going basic. Twilight. Bella is here. She's being cornered by Jacob and Edward. Both terrible choices. So she's in a corner. That's not a triangle. This is a triangle. Give me the possibility of Jacob and Edward ending up together. They don't have to. Just give me that possibility. Give it to me. Like, what? A corner is not cute. A triangle is very fun. That's why Legendborn is gonna be a good sequel. That's why Legendborn sequel is gonna be good. Like, a love triangle doesn't work unless there are at least 2 queer characters in the triangle. At least, bare minimum. Are we done talking about love triangles? I prefer more of like a soulmates, OTP sort of situation. I don't love a love triangle. But I will love a love triangle if it's a triangle and not a corner. 7, what's the most recent book you just couldn't finish? Okay, this one comes with a story, but it's Crave by Tracy Wolff. I get a text in a group chat that I have that includes both Mare and Skylar. Mare from Mare Reads and Skylar from Skylar Reads. Oh my god, cute. Anyway, so I get a text from Mare, and it's just the cover of Crave with 4 question marks and that eye emoji that's like. So she sends that, and Skylar says absolutely, and then they say Katie question mark, and I said I'm not gonna like this, but I'm gonna try for you. Buddy read with my friends, absolutely. I read 20% of this book, hated it so much that I said, I'm so sorry, Mare and Skylar. I cannot do this. I love you, but I can't do it. And I DNF'd it. I don't think I'll ever go back to it. And they spoiled it for me, so I don't even really care anymore. I mean, I was like, please spoil it for me. Maybe I'll pick it back up. I didn't. 8, a book that I'm currently reading. I'm currently rereading The Raven Cycle, and I'm reading The Dream Thieves currently, right now. I love it. Best decision I've ever made was rereading The Raven Cycle. It's fixing my mental health. Like, I've been so emotionally distraught for like weeks, and I'm rereading it, and I'm like, Ronan Lynch fixes all my problems. Oh, question 9. What's the last book I recommended to someone? I like throw recommendations around like a fiend. well, I guess maybe the last, like, real recommendations I did was the Found Family video I did on Friday. Like, but I think specifically the last book I recommended, maybe it was Call Down the Hawk. So I bullied my best friend back home into reading the Raven cycle because it's my favorite series and I feel like no one finishes it. And so I said, hey, she was at my house doing my sister's makeup because she's fantastic. And she was like, hey, I'm going to steal the other Raven cycle books. I'm like, hey, pick up the spinoff too. And she's like, there's a spinoff? I'm like, yeah, it's called Call Down the Hawk and it's going to be a trilogy. The second one isn't out yet. It comes out in May. And she was like, oh, cool. And then she took it. That's all. That was probably the most recent book I recommended. I don't remember. I recommend books so much that it's insane. 8, the oldest book I've ever read based on publication date. I've read a lot of old books because I took a lot of literature classes in high school. So I have read my fair share of the old classic that no one likes. But I think probably my oldest book I've ever read was, what was it? I think it was, does Shakespeare count? Like, I feel like I've read a bunch of Shakespeare. Like, so much Shakespeare that it's a little bit annoying. Ooh, this was a good color choice. I've read a lot of Shakespeare. I've also read all of Les Miserables. Don't recommend, by the way. Like, please don't do it. But I've read all of Les Miserables, and that came out way back in, like, the 1800s. So I guess that counts, too. If you're looking at, like, real books and not just plays. Plays are reading. Read plays. Plays are fun. Just kidding. I hate plays. Okay, what question are we on? Question 10. No, question 11. What's the newest book I've read based on publication date? Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Technically, it doesn't even come out until June, and I've already read it. So that right there, that's called newest book based on publication date if I've ever heard it. Number 12 is who's my favorite author. Gosh, if you don't know that my favorite author is Alice Oseman by this point, where have you been? What are you doing if you don't know these things? I'm doodling little crowns around my favorite art of the Raven cycle gang. Like, this art is so cute. I'm obsessed with it. It's all of them going through the forest. You can't even see it. Alice Oseman is my favorite author, but I love a Leigh Bardugo moment. I love a Rick Riordan moment. I love Casey McQuiston. I love Aidan Thomas. Yeah, those are some of my faves. I would say those are my faves. Like, if someone asked me, like, those are the start. That's where I would start. But Alice Oseman's my favorite, like, contemporary, and then Leigh Bardugo is my favorite fantasy. Cool. Number 13, buying books or borrowing books. I like to buy books, even though my bank account and my mom don't like that I buy books. They're like, why? But I haven't lived somewhere permanently for 3 years. And so it's this thing of like, I mean, like, I love a library card and I love the library and I support the library, but like, I haven't lived somewhere permanently enough to like use a library in a very long time. And like during the whole pandemic, I was like, when I was like home, I was like, oh, I'm going back to school very soon. And I was like, oh, I can't get a library card when I'm going back really soon and then I won't be able to use it. I should have just gotten a library card. Everyone would have liked me so much more. I do currently have a library card, but the library system of like the library itself I can't go into here. So I have to like do it online and I don't know how to do it. And like, it's all very stressful for me. And I don't like borrowing friends' books because I am notorious for not that I don't take care of books. I take very good care of books. I just like when books are loved. So I dog-ear things. I like to doodle and write and highlight my books. And I am not known for pristine condition. That is, if someone did loan me a book, I would take very good care of it. But I don't like putting myself in a box that like I can't dog ear or write in or eat well or, you know, like what, you know, like I don't like putting myself in that box, whereas if I just buy a book. But I do like buying used books because I like books with a story, and I like buying ebooks specifically because then I'm like, it's only $5, you know? So I do prefer to buy books, but like I don't exclusively buy brand new hardcovers, you know? I also try very hard not to buy hardcovers because I hate them. 14, a book that I don't like, that everyone else does. Probably Addie LaRue. I feel like everyone likes Addie LaRue and I just didn't get it. Like I still don't get it. I don't like it. I read it and I was like, fine, I guess. Like it just wasn't good. It was well written and very pretty, but it was not what I wanted and it was not what I was expecting, and it could have been a lot more. You know when you're like, it could have been a lot more. That was how I felt the entire time I was reading Addie LaRue. I was like, I liked this, but it could have been a lot more. And so when people are like, this is my favorite book I've ever read, I'm like, really? Did we read the same book? Because I don't think we did. If we had read the same book, then I would have liked it. Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Hearts for Jenya and Hearts for David. I put them in purple because fabricators wear purple keftas. Where am I? 15, bookmarks or dog ears. You guys are gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me. I exclusively dog ear my books. Kick me off of BookTube. Kick me off of BookTube. I deserve it. I am terrible with dog earing books. That's why my friends don't even loan me books anymore, because I don't want to use a bookmark. Why would I put a bookmark in when I could dog ear my page and then the next time I go back to read it, be like, oh ho ho, this is where I stopped before. Like there's something about that that's so fun. It's like I'm putting a story in the story, but like my story is now attached to the story. I do really like to look at bookmarks though. Like I think they're really pretty. Bookmarks are so expensive, and for why? I am not going to spend money on a bookmark when I have a perfectly good dog ear I could fold. And I'm like, I don't always have something on hand. Like, okay, but I will say this. If I am just stopping for like 30 seconds to like get up and go pee or grab a snack, I'll just flip the book over, or I'll shove like it on my cat, or I'll like stick something in there that's not, you know, because like I'm like, oh, I'm not stopping for a long time. So sometimes I'll like bookmark with things, but not always, not ever. 16, a book you can always reread. Let's go off, shall we? Heartstopper, Red, White, and Royal Blue. The Hunger Games. I've reread The Hunger Games like nearly 20 times at this point. Percy Jackson. I've reread those every year since I was like 13. I hope this isn't bleeding onto the wall. Oof, that would be bad. What else? What else do I reread a lot? Probably all the Alice Oseman books, even though I haven't reread them. The Raven Cycle. I could reread those. After this reread, I'm like, I will be rereading these every 6 months. These books are everything to me. That's a lot of books that I reread. Can I read while listening to music? I need it, actually. I cannot read without it. I have that weird sort of brain thing where I need constant stimulation, and if I don't have it, I can't focus. So I'm always reading with background noise. If I am not, then I can't focus on my book, and my brain starts to go, hey, what about all these things that you could also be doing right now? So sometimes music just chills me out, and I prefer it that way. I would rather have music to chill out my brain while I read and make it a pleasant experience than for me to be like, thoughts, you know? 18, one POV or multiple POVs. It depends, but usually multiple. I like characters, so I like to know the characters intimately, personally, deeply, tragically. I like to know the characters. If I don't know the characters, then I don't like the book as much. But I'm also like I think some stories work best in a first person narrative. You know what I mean? So like, yeah. I don't know. Both. Like, I think that some contemporaries wouldn't work with like a multiple POV. Like, Loveless wouldn't work with multiple POVs, but it's still my favorite book ever. So, same with like The Outsiders. The Outsiders wouldn't work with multiple POVs. So it's like you just, you know, both. But usually I like a book with more POVs, so that way I can get to know everyone. We can all get really close, you know? I get to know them. And the last one before I tag people is, do I read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? I don't think I have ever actually read a book in exactly one sitting. I've read books in one day, but I've had to get up and do something different because I get very like I don't think I've ever actually read an entire book in one sitting. Is that something people do? Do people actually like finish books in one single sitting? Could not be me. But yeah, I've never done it. But I have finished books in one day, and because I have to get up and like go to the bathroom and eat snacks and refill my water and take a lap, go on a walk. So yeah, And now I'm gonna tag people. I'm tagging Mare. I'm tagging Nicole. I'm tagging the other Nicole. I'm tagging Louisa. I'm tagging Kelsey. I am tagging Bryce. I'm tagging Becca from Fantasy Escape. I'm tagging the Potatoes. I'm gonna tag 2 more people so I get a perfect 10. I'm tagging Skylar, and I'm tagging Shy from Lo-Fi Book Cafe. You've been tagged. Tag YOU'RE. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment below. Are you absolutely taken aback by my terrible reading habits? Do you like my little crown doodles around my Raven Boys art? Am I gonna add quotes to these? Yes. Did I do a lot? No. Anyway, I will see you in the next chapter. Bye!